Right, what is going on, guys? And in this video I'm going to give you 10 DSLR video accessories for under £50. No particular order, we'll start with a vintage lens. Now I have one here. It is my go-to lens for pretty much all of my projects bar this one, and it is a Carl Zeiss 50mm f1.8 lens. These are really great lenses. You can get them for under £50. Look for the Carl Zeiss Gen R versions, and they are the M42 screw mount lenses. For Canon you can go for FD lenses, or if you're really lucky you may be able to find some F mount or Canon EOS mount lenses for under £50, but it is quite hard to get that. To use this on my camera I'm using a Bauer M42 to Nikon F-mount adapter, which is the best in class quality. Now the second one is actually on my camera right now. It is a Hotshoe to a 1/4 inch tripod adapter. That lets you have anything on the Hotshoe, like a microphone or a video light or anything like that, and it's very important because normally ones you're given with cheaper products like a LED light, you get a really bad quality ball joint head, and I had to replace that with a metal one. And the one that I bought was only £2.99, so it was really good options for expanding onto the top of your camera. I can put anything with a 1/4 inch tripod mount on the top of my camera right now. The next one is a lavalier microphone, which you're hearing right now. These are so useful when it comes to choosing the right microphone. They're always on you, they stay close to your mouth so the signal is clean, and crucially you can walk around with them as long as the recorder's next to you. I recommend you getting a powered microphone. This is a Radio Shack one, which cost me £20. I'm not sure if I got ripped off on that or not, but it does sound really good. I know that Rode do some really good options, but they do cost quite a lot, and I think it's more for the professional style of video making. Next on the list is a battery pack for your DSLR. On my Nikon D3100 I use the Mikey DK D3100 battery pack. This is the cheaper version of most of the third-party battery grip, but apart from the tacky noise it makes, it's still working, and it's not that important to get the best quality battery grip if you don't need it. The reason why you'd want one is because it does take 2 batteries, so it gives you twice the amount of battery life, and you can switch them out without taking it off the tripod if that would be an issue with your current tripod. Another good thing is that it gives you a portrait orientation, and if you use the included cable you get a shutter on the top there, which I've decided I don't really like using, and I never actually put the cable in. Now this is a variable ND filter. They're really useful for getting the correct exposure when coming to video. If you want to film outside and you want 1/50th shutter, which is 180-degree shutter angle, this will help you because you can put that on your camera and there's a variable amount of darkness there. It goes completely black, and you can use this to balance out your exposure. This means that when you're outside you can open up that aperture and get a shallower depth of field and still retaining that beautiful 180-degree shutter angle, which I've been finding really important recently. In fact, this video is all taken with a 50th video shutter, so let me know in the comments down below if you think it looks much smoother than usual. So my next one is also on the camera. It is a 120 LED video light. This one came to an astounding £9 on eBay. It's about that big. For something like a studio, this is a must-have accessory because you can add lots of them very cheaply and have them on light stands and light your subject in a 3-point lighting situation. Right now it's just directly on the camera on that Hotshoe adapter I told you about earlier, and it's very badly blasting me in the face with light because I didn't have time to set up an array of lighting for this video. It's also good for running and shooting because you can have it on your camera fixed and you can just move the camera around without having someone to hold any lighting around you. It's also dimmable, so you won't be blinding your subjects quite as badly as I am being blinded right now. Now when it comes to monitoring your audio, a lot of people just use Apple headphones, or I normally use my Bose headphones, but that's not really the best solution. I quite like my headphones and I like to buy some really nice pairs of headphones for home use. But when you're outside and you really need some durable, reliable headphones, maybe it's not the best idea to take something like these Bang & Olufsen Form 2 headphones, which will probably snap easily in a kit bag. So what's the solution? Well, you can go all out and get some Audio-Technica ATH M50s, or you can go for something like Editor's Keys microphones. So it is good to have some reliable, durable headphones in your bag, which you can just leave there. They're fairly cheap and they'll always be in your bag ready to rely on for an important video shoot. Okay, so lens hoods are really good as well. In Scotland, it's not normally that sunny, but I still use them because they give a contrasty image and they stop flaring as much. On my Carl Zeiss Gen R 50mm lens, there is a screw-on lens hood, and I love the metal lens hoods. I find them much more durable and more aesthetically pleasing. This is an LCD viewfinder for my Nikon D3100. It fits on the back with magnets, and it is very, very cheap compared to something like a Zacuto Z-Finder. Now this isn't actually used that often. I have it on a shoulder rig and I use it for some run and gun type situations, but make sure you know if you need it before spending a lot of money on these kind of things, because I've seen the prices of the higher end professional versions and sometimes you just don't want to spend that much on something you don't want to use as much. It magnifies the screen, stops the sun getting into the screen so you can see things clearly. Now the last tip I have is to get a cheap tripod. Not for your main tripod, but just as a backup. This is really useful if you get another camera body in and you want to have two tripods. Like I had in my Tascam audio recorder review where we had two tripods out, one decent main tripod and one slightly broken one. This is important because you need a rough tripod which you don't mind messing around or getting wet or anything like that. Remember, you need to put your production before your kit sometimes, and having a cheaper tripod helps a lot with that kind of situation. So that wraps this video up. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you have any more additional tips, please put in the comments below and I'll read them and respond to them. If you want to see a review on a cheap slider, we have one from Mobile Carlos, and also a really interesting tripod solution which doesn't use as much space, also from Mobile Carlos. I'm Jason for TheXtremesoundz Audio and Vision, and I'll see you soon.